Alright, so this is the first video I've done in a little while since I had the S10 at the dyno the last time. So more recently I decided to buy some piping, and I am going to build what I call a screamer pipe, or basically a hood exit, for no good reason really, just because I feel like changing it up, and I'm going to keep all the old exhaust the same, just remove it and then build this screamer pipe just to put in its place at least for a little while. Just to be an idiot and see how I like it, and just to change it up a bit, because I feel like it. So we'll get into what it's looking like so far. I forgot to bring the camera out here before I started actually building the pipe, and I've only got 3 bends really so far. The more important part is going to be actually cutting the hole in the hood, which I'm scared about because I want to make sure it goes in the right spot. And I don't have this just gaping hole that I have to figure out how to cover up. But anyway, we'll get to the bends and how it's going so far. So here's the VR6 S10. Let me get to the side here. So this is the exit off the turbo so far. 3 90-degree Mandrel Bends. I got these from VR6. I like their bends the best. They just, well, you get the little elbows. It's like little macaronis, but you got a little bit more welding to do, but it kind of gives you some flexibility, and you don't have to cut the legs off of like a 90-degree or 45-degree Mandrel bend. You end up with less scrap tubing, just overall less general cuts, I think, going this way. But the old exhaust used to go down that way and down under the truck. And yeah, so this pipe is obviously going to be pretty short. I am going to run an O2 sensor in it, so I will probably put it down here at the bottom. I have the bung for that I have to weld on yet, or actually drill the hole too. But right now we're working on getting the exit out. So I'm not doing a single exit like you see here. I actually have from VR6 a nice double. So it's a 3-inch inlet in the bottom, and then it goes to 2 3-inch slip fits on the exit. I figured I'd just do something different. There's no real good reason to run something like this, but you know, why not? I'm probably going to end up cutting this straight piece off just because it's going to be too high, I think, out of the hood. But this is actually a pretty nice collector from VR6. Inside's, you know, all welded up. There's really no burrs or boogers on the inside. So if you're looking for some nice merge collectors, they sell some good ones. I think this was like $112, by the way. But I did go for the polished option this time versus the they have like a glass beaded type bends that you can buy. But since this is just a small hood exit, I figured I'd go polished this time. It's not much more anyway. So of course I am slightly a perfectionist, so I have the ruler up there, or the level, to make sure that the macaroni bend there right at the top is flat, and you can see in the bubble we are in good shape. So I've got everything tacked up right now. The next piece is I got to figure out what to do with that Y pipe. I got to cut the one piece off, the straight piece, and then I can tack the double barrel on the top of it. And then I got to figure out how to best mark up the hood. And then once that's all done, then I got to work on the wastegate, which you can't really see because it's super dark, but it's right down in there. So I'll have to do a 90-degree to kind of get it out, and then I'll probably do a straight up, and then I'll do maybe another 90 over into that pipe. I'm not going to try and do like a wastegate exit as well. I'm going to run it right into the single pipe just to make it a little bit cleaner, I think. But yeah, so that's where we are as of right now. So I'll try and keep this going and do the time lapse so you can kind of see what's going on. Okay, I had an idea. So what I did is I took the larger hole saw. This is actually the smaller one, but I took the larger one, marked it on a piece of cardboard. Right, so this is the larger hole saw. This is actually 4 1/8 diameter hole saw. And then took the Y pipe and laid it on the template as well, marked the centers, and then traced the Y pipe. So basically that's what it would look like on the hood. So then if I take the 3-inch hole saw, which actually fits on that pipe and stays in there nice, I'm going to rest this hole saw on the pipe. I'm going to put the template, you know, on there, and I can line up the center marks, right? Because the center marks should be the 3-inch, because it's a 3-inch, a 3-inch, and then there's like a minor gap in the middle. But basically, if you use the Y pipe inlet, you can kind of see where it tapers together, which would be like the blank line here, right? So if you take the 3 and 3, you kind of line up the centers, right? If I do this right, 3 and 3, and then make sure it's centered within the crack here, or the actual angle. I'm going to put tape on the back side of this, close the hood with it attached, and then hopefully this thing tapes to the hood, and I can get an idea of like where it would be. So basically what I should end up with is something stuck on there like that. So then it gives me a template to cut, and what I'll do is I'll take the hole saw, you know, drill the 2 pilot holes. I'll have that, I'll take the pipe out, put towels down, and then I'll drill it from the other side and come in. Well, actually, I don't know what I'll do, because if I hit this heater box, I'll be pissed. But basically, I'll drill it from one way or the other. But I'll have the hole so I can take the template off, keep the hole there, the pilot hole, drill through it, towel it, and then vacuum it all up, and I should be good to go. So we're gonna give that a whirl, and we will see what happens. And I don't know why I say we, because it's only just me here. Maybe it's just habit from work. I don't know. So, tape this thing on, make sure it's centered up. So, you had that tape down there before, so it's nothing new really. Make sure it's nice and tight. What I will do is tape the back side of this thing. I'm going to double this up. Piece of tape like that. Now we got 2 pieces of tape, double-sided on there, and hopefully this works out. So I'm going to look at this, eyeball this up with the dots, center it up like that, make sure this is where it needs to be, like that. Oh boy, the trains are coming. Okay, so let's see what happens here. Rest this down, make some good contact on it. Oh yeah, it worked. Alright, look at that. Man, she's a beaut, Clark. So actually, before I get nasty with this thing, because this top piece is not sticking so well. Take that up there. Take this down to the side. Because right now we only need the pilot hole. That's all that really matters at this point. Is just get the pilot hole in there. I hope this thing clears. Well, we'll find out what happens. What's the worst? Okay, so that's that. Let me get a towel. Take this downpipe piece off, and so nothing falls in the turbski. Then before I go crazy, I'm just going to take on it, but yeah, it looks like WW. Looks like he's gonna work. Alright, well, rock and roll. We'll see what happens. We measured it enough, I think. Here's the old pipe. Alright. Alright, here goes nothing. You know, we're going to put this guy at the center. Oh, we're through donkey. We are through donkey. Alright. So this one, I might actually go from the top. It might make the most sense. Okay. What I think I'm going to do is I think I'm going to put some tape here. Try and prevent some of the paint from ripping off. This thing is gonna get nasty. She's gonna get nasty. Once I cut this hole, we'll do the check before I do the other one. Because if this one's off, well, I don't want the other one to be off too. That won't be good. Won't be good at all. Nope, nope, nope. Just get this thing pierced here. So that's that. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. Okay. So now we get the big old hole saw. 4 1/8. Big boy. Used it on some wood before. I don't remember what I drilled, but something. Some got drilled. Yep. Wow, that thing's nasty. Okay. Okay, here goes nothing. Here goes nothing. Whew. Better get the buck arm for this thing. It's probably gonna throw me. No turning back now. Gotta make sure we got the torque arm on there. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I'll put that on 1.
Allergies holding you back? Try Allegra for the fastest non-drowsy allergy relief. It starts working in just 1 hour, so you can say yes to all of life's possibilities. Save $4 at Allegra.com. Fastest and most single ingredient non-drowsy OTC relief. You get everything you need to cool your sleep. Right now, get a new
Okay.
tablet on us.
Put that guy on there. Here goes nothing, people. So that's where it is. So if I was doing a straight single 3-inch, that would be a problem. However, because it's 4 or dual 3s, where that pipe is right now, you can kind of see it's like halfway through that hole, which is good. So then the other half, you know, will be over here, and that should work out nice. And if I need to cock this a little bit and it's not level down there, I mean, so be it. I'll just cut the pipe at an angle or whatever and make sure it comes out in the right direction. But I think that's it's a pretty big hole, and it's probably overkill, and it's probably not gonna. I'm probably gonna have to put a plate on it, most likely, but we'll see what happens. I think it should work. It looks a little too far over that way, I think, but relative to where it is, I don't know. We'll see what happens. We'll do the other side, and then we'll get this pipe welded. Going for the gold here. I got this disc lined up again. What I'm going to do is I'm going to drill the hole from the top here for the next one, and then I'm going to see if I can. Well, I might drill it from the top. Depends where it pops through, because if it hits the metal, that's going to be a real problem. So I'm going to start from the top, and then get the hole put in, and I'll probably drill this one out the other way, but I'll do the tape situation just like the other one. All right, so I drilled out the hole with stainless. Obviously, hole saws don't last very long, but fortunately, I had a brand new set. I forget what size I use for this, but I know that I'll get that in a second. The tubing is 1.5 inches, so I punched a hole there in the bottom. You can see the other connection. So the plan is to kind of come out of this, and the hole saw that I used ended up being perfect. It's like super tight, which is great. Sometimes you get these and the hole saw walks a little bit, and then you got a huge gap to fill in the pipe, which really sucks. But this seems like if I go down, I might have to twist this a little bit, but if I go down with this and put another 45, it should be right where it needs to be. So we'll get that. I'll tack that on. It's good that, again, that this pipe is like super tight, so it won't really move. I'll make sure, weld them up as much as possible on the truck. Or if the fit is super tight and there's no gaps in any of the pipes and everything works out well, then I should just be able to tack it, burn it on the table, and then put it back in. So we'll see what happens. It's been about a couple hours, so maybe 2 or so, since I started drilling the hole for the wastegate reroute. So a couple bends, one pie there, which I'm not too happy about, but whatever, it looks better than the other pie that's up here. Anyway, I got to finish this one weld here, and I am running out of argon for the welder, which really sucks because I still have the O2 bung to drill out and weld in. So that's unfortunate. I guess I could always turn it off in the software for Megasquirt and just drive it based off the map, which, I mean, it should do fine. But yeah, it's almost done. Obviously the hardest part is because this is all solid pipe, it needs to match up to the flanges really well, because once it's welded there's really no give with this stainless. But it seems to be good. I have this tacked pretty solid on 2 sides, especially the sides that are tight, so it doesn't really pull. So I think I'm going to try and burn it with what's left of the argon and see if I can, well, either I'll have to get more argon or I'll have to wait till the end of the week and figure something out. But that's where we are that's where we are now. There it is in all its glory. I literally just ran out of argon welding the last piece, which was the O2 sensor bung, which is back there. But yeah, it all fits. It's all hard plumbed. Everything is solid, and the flange is all lined up. So the next thing to do is transfer the O2 sensor, and then I got to remove the rest of the exhaust pipe. That the back half is still in the truck, and then also wrap this, because this is really close to, like the rain tray seal there, as well as the heater box, which I had powder coated a while ago. So I don't want anything to kind of catch on fire or anything like that. So I'm gonna go get some wrap and wrap it before I put it in there for good. But soon to come, we'll start it up, and we'll see how it goes. Okay, so this is the moment of truth. We are going to start this thing. I also clearanced the hood just a tad in the front, so now we get, doesn't hit at all, which is good. But it is all bolted up. The O2's in. The old exhaust is out. So let's see what happens. I mean, not that I expect it to start, but.